We're going to tie John Barr's graphic caddis. We have some TMC 206 hooks. We're going to do our air bubble with the tinsel. We have some vinyl rib. I didn't have any darker ostrich, so I touched up a gray herl with a black marker. We'll see if that works out. If not, we'll just use the gray herl. Tie in your vinyl rib. Wraps of tinsel for the butt section. Wrap the vinyl rib. I want to use this feather, but the fibers are too long, so I'm going to clip and trim a few of the fibers off and insert them in my thread. Spin it up. Wrap the legs and tie in your herl. Wrap the herl. The marked up ostrich didn't turn out nearly as bad as I thought it would. I should have used a black thread for the head, and then maybe a thinner diameter vinyl rib as well. But I like to fish these unweighted. If I am fishing a dropper fly behind a dry, I tend to fish an unweighted Caddis Larva. We're going to tie a Jim Teeny nymph, but as a cased caddis. So we have pheasant tail. We'll do black wire rib on our jig hook, and then we'll have a little bit of olive eye stub poking out. Tie in your pheasant tail. You might need to adjust the tips. And then in terms of the quantity of pheasant tail, it depends on how many legs you want poking out at the front of the fly. So if you like a leggier fly, do a lot. If you don't, do a sparse amount. I think it would work with a sparse amount. Tie in your black wire rib. Wrap that pheasant tail as far up as you can. We lost a few strands on the way. Counter wrap the black wire. Tie in a little ice dub hotspot. Ice dub is, the material's long, so I rip it up a little bit when I make the dubbing rope. Super simple looking, definitely something I would fish. Can't go wrong with a simple caddis pattern. We're gonna tie a translucent Caddis Larva pattern. The underbody will be this green tinsel polypropylene yarn over, and then some black dubbing for the head. Pick out your polypropylene yarn. This is an essential step. Together, the material looks solid, but as individual strands, it becomes translucent, and we want to utilize the translucent. Tie in your yarn. You want to work the material around, make a little veil. Eventually we'll tie it all back and then bring it back over. Tie in and wrap your body material. Pull the yarn back over toward the bead. Trim the excess polypropylene and a little bit of black dubbing for the head. That's what it looks like wet. I was a bit hasty with my wraps of green flash, but you could do a wire underbody. To me, this is anchor fly written all over it. Simple, heavy. It wouldn't, it's not too gaudy. So yeah, cool little pattern. We're gonna do a two-tone dubbing body, little Euro nymph. Give it a little olive pheasant tail. Create a thread dubbing loop. I like to wrap the thread around the base of the loop a couple times to secure it in. In the loop, create 2 dubbing ropes. Spin up your dubbing ropes. How tight you choose to spin it is up to you. You could start with a tight spin and then go with a loose, or vice versa, but that's to your discretion. Wrap the dubbing. I whacked off the tail because the body has very little taper, And this is essentially a waltz worm, so we're making a double color sexy waltz. A little bit more dubbing to finish the head. I did a little thread buildup to get a little pink hot spot. Not that it needs it, not that it needs it. There's our little waltz, minimalist design. Got a couple different colors in there. My color choice wasn't the best, but I think you could go natural in the lime green. That would be quite nice. Or a darker, black. And then you don't have to do a nice dub. You could do two flat colors as well, and I think that would turn out well. So the focus was on the concept, just adding two double dubbing rope twisted up concept. Their double dubbing rope twist, there's a lot of material buildup, so you're not going to get a super slender body, and therefore it'd be good for a pattern like the waltz. Give it a try. We're going to tie a Colorado caddis. This is an amazing fly that I don't see around too often anymore. We'll tie it on a jig. We'll do a shellback with pheasant tail, a cream colored, you can do mustard, green, but I think the cream works well. And then we have a saddle hackle, a dark hackle. Tie in your pheasant tail. I do mine tip first. I don't think it matters, but I do work it down the bend of the hook a little bit more than I do for other nymphs. We're gonna fold it back over. Tie in your rib. I leave a little bit of space between the bend of the hook and the start of the rib. That's where my first wrap will be. The old timers didn't use a rib on their fly. Dubbing rope. I use superfine here. You could use a yarn or hare's ear, whatever dubbing you like best. It doesn't need to be messy. And then you can add a slight taper or no taper, just whatever your preference is. Wrap your dubbing. I tried to go for slight taper. Prepare your hackle. I stripped one side. I don't want the hackle to overpower, so just one-sided. 1 or 2 turns is all you need. Fold over your pheasant tail. You're trying to push those hackles off the top and redirect them toward the sides and bottom. Wrap your rib. Colorado caddis.